Herzlich willkommen zur Jahrespressekonferenz.
Welcome to the 2023 annual press conference of Volkswagen Commercial Vehicles. Once again, welcome from our studio for a digital press conference. As in previous years, the digital format does not quite offer you person-to-person contacts, but still, you have a chance to attend our press conference without having to travel, and we believe that is also an important advantage. Today I'm here in the studio with Carsten Intra, the chairman of the board of management of the Volkswagen Commercial Vehicles brand. Hello, Carsten. And with our board member for finance and IT, Michael Obrowski. Hello.
Carsten Intra wird gleich mit einem Rückblick.
Carsten Intra will start us off and give you a review of the highlights of the past year in this press conference. Then Michael Obrowski will provide some detailed sales and financial figures, and then in the second part of his speech, Carsten will talk about the current year. Ladies and gentlemen, transparency and openness are fundamental tenets of our brand communications, and that is why I would like to point out that today's speeches have been recorded yesterday. Now, following this broadcast, accredited journalists will also have the opportunity to ask their questions to the entire executive board in a live conference. And before Carsten is starting, we will introduce you to the highlights of 2022 in a short video clip.
Meine Damen und Herren, auch von meiner
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you as well. Thank you very much for your interest in our company, Commercial Vehicles. I'm very pleased. Ladies and gentlemen, the past financial year, 2022, was a challenging year for Volkswagen Commercial Vehicles in many respects. And indeed, times have been challenging. But above all, it has been a very successful year for our commercial vehicles, a year that we are very proud of. And you know, the special challenges, inflation running at record levels, which is also a challenge to our customers, unstable supply chains, new uncertainties, and the COVID pandemic. Hopefully, we have overcome it by now. But in 2022, it still had quite an impact on our work. And finally, we had to witness the beginning of a terrible war, right in the middle of Europe. The suffering now has lasted longer than a year. But still, 2022 was a successful year in commercial terms. My colleague on the board, Michael Obrowski, will explain the financial results and our deliveries in a moment. But before that, I would like to present the most important key figures here. We have been able to significantly increase our sales revenue to 11.5 billion euros, and we were also able to increase our operating profit. It now amounts to a strong 529 million euros. So that's a very clear increase. And it is indeed a very pleasing result, something that we are very proud of. And we are proud precisely because those figures came from an excellent team effort with contributions by all of our colleagues from all the divisions of Volkswagen Commercial Vehicles. So many thanks for your great commitment, for your flexibility when that flexibility was truly needed, and also thanks to your contribution to cost discipline. For this commitment, I'm also grateful on behalf of the entire Board of Management. We, the employees of Commercial Vehicles, are indeed a special team, and we've proved this once again very impressively. But, ladies and gentlemen, then these figures are more than just a snapshot. A year ago, we presented our strategy to you here, our strategy GRIP 2030, and we used this strategy to bring our company into a good future. Our latest results also show that we are on the right track doing so, and this is exactly what I'm going to talk about here today. You will see that we have already achieved a lot in this past year. And also, I would like to say a couple of words about what we are planning for the next year. But before I do that, let's take a brief look back. You may remember that we introduced 4 strategic fields of actions with our GRIP 2030 strategy, target dimensions, if you like, and we have made some good programs in all of them. Number 1 is 360 degrees e-mobility. Our ID Buzz stands for electrification, for digitization, for sustainability, like no other vehicle from Volkswagen and Volkswagen Commercial Vehicles. We introduced it last year and also successfully launched it in our markets. The interest in this vehicle is huge. In 2022, the ID Buzz represented the single most important success of Volkswagen Commercial Vehicles. It's a great product. Number 2 is product and services. We're witnessing a lot of interest in the new Amarok, and I'll come back to talk about those 2 vehicles in a moment. But clearly there was more than that. We also successfully launched the new Multivan in many markets for its first full year. And with our California range, we also continue to make history. Item number 3. New business and autonomous driving. In terms of autonomous driving, we are absolutely on target now with a new partner on board. We are committed to meeting our goals, and I'll explain to you in a moment where we stand. Item number 4 is people and transformation. A new production plant is currently under construction. There are new facilities in the paint shop. Training and further education are underway, also new forms of collaboration. And all of this happens almost unnoticed, behind the scenes. And it's precisely this comprehensive transformation of our organization and our own willingness to change that are truly the foundation for our success in the future. And it's also for that reason that we're now massively investing in the future viability of our factories and even more so in our strong workforce. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about our highlights, and there have been quite a few of them in the past year. Now, first and foremost, of course, the start of our ID Buzz, which we have all been looking forward to so much. Our electric bully, the camper van that has shaped the year 2022 like no other vehicle on the market. It's fully electric, it's fully connected, it's likable. The ID Buzz is the Volkswagen Group's halo car. It is both a technology platform and a very popular figure. Wherever it appears, people turn around, they're delighted, they're waving at us. So the ID Buzz for us is an important milestone also on our way to electrify the entire fleet. It's a platform for our next stages of autonomous driving, as well as for services that will be based on that platform. The ID Buzz got off to a flying start, from the cover drive to the world premiere and events for journalists and dealers, all the way to a very, very successful pre-sale. In fact, more than 21,000 orders have been made even before the market launch. And as of today, we've already sold more than 32,000 vehicles. And it's precisely this fascination, this enthusiasm on behalf of our customers that makes our brand strong. The ID Buzz also impresses expert panels. We have been awarded by very important national and international organizations, including the Van of the Year, the Car of the Year by What Car of the Year in Germany, the Golden Steering Wheel, and many, many more. Thanks to the ID Buzz, we have been in a position to more than double deliveries of all electric vehicles to 7,500 last year. And that's a number that will now quickly grow and multiply. And this is how we're also implementing now our GRIP strategy. You know that we have set a very tangible goal. By 2030, 55% of Volkswagen commercial cars will be battery electric vehicles. But we should also talk about our second highlight, truly the second newcomer of this past year, our new Amarok,
Premium pickup.
which is our new premium pickup, and it follows on seamlessly from its predecessor. This is where technology, innovation meets lifestyle. All we can say is, wow, what a car. Because once again, this vehicle can be a head-turner for our customers and turn customers into fans. For us, the Amarok is not just a new addition. With the Amarok, we are strengthening our profile of someone who can provide both high quality and robust off-road vehicles and pickup trucks. It's a vehicle class that truly is a perfect mobility solution for many regions of the world because it's, in those countries, the only one that makes sense. Some of the selling points include the fact that we're offering more engine gearbox variants, more payload, more towing capacity. It's a real workhorse. The Amarok now comes with more than 30 driver assist systems. More than 20 of them are found in this segment for the first time. A third highlight in 2022 is our multivan, and it's exactly that. It's a shining light, a highlight that has been completely redesigned, has made a huge leap forward compared to its predecessor. For the first time, a plug-in hybrid is part of the broad powertrain program, and it also has received the latest in connected assistance control and infotainment systems. The multivan is tailored to families and sporty and active people. It uses an innovative seating and interior system, so therefore it's available for a number of different users, from family and leisure to all the way to serve as a high-end shuttle vehicle. It's the most variable multivan of all time. And obviously we agree, of course, but also our customers do. And this is also the feedback that we receive from many consumer reports. We take great pride in the many awards and that we have received, and the joy of our customers. Our entire vehicle lineup, especially the new multivan, have received top ratings and accolades from expert juries and customers in the past year. Among them, for instance, are the Caddy Cargo as the small van of the year and the commercial vehicle of the year, and the Transporter as the commercial vehicle of the year, the California 6.1 Ocean as the motorhome of the year, and our new multivan has received 2 awards, one being the Eye of Design Award and the second one, the Auto Trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, let me, in a nutshell, summarize the highlights of the past year. With our all-electric ID. Bus, we have successfully launched the Halo car in the entire Volkswagen Group. The new Amarok follows on seamlessly from its predecessor and offers many technical innovations in the pickup truck segment. The multivan inspires people with its amazing variability. And our vehicles have received top ratings by our expert audiences, by journalists, by customers, both nationally and internationally. And the result of that is we enjoy strong order intake and a solid order backlog. We are right on schedule with our responsibility within the Volkswagen Group for the development of autonomous driving functions. And our strong operating profit of more than €500 million is clearly above the previous year. So, in a nutshell, Volkswagen Commercial Vehicles is on track. Now, so much for looking in the rearview mirror. And in a moment, I would also like to look ahead with you, and I will explain to you what we're planning for this year and where we're currently at. But before I do that, my colleague on the board, Michael Obrowski, will share with you our financial figures in greater detail. So thank you very much for the time being, and here you go, Michael. Well, thank you very much, Carsten, and welcome to our annual press conference. Indeed, 2022 was a challenging year. Now, we are all concerned about the ongoing war in Ukraine. And as you know, we have seen supply and transport shortages as well as problems with semiconductor supplies, and all of those had a significant impact on our business. I'm now going to briefly talk about how we performed in this environment. Let us first of all have a look at the different markets. In the past year, we delivered 328,600 vehicles to our customers. Now, that is a reduction of 8.6% year-on-year, but despite that, we were able to increase our market share in our most important sales regions. More than 257,000 vehicles were sold in Europe, for example, so we increased our market share here by 1.5% to what is now almost 13%. Now, our home market, Germany, has shown a very positive dynamic. Deliveries here were growing to a little over 98,000 vehicles, which is 8% up versus the prior year. And our market share grew to more than 23.5%, which is an increase of 3%. And also, the demand of our products stays strong. Our order bank has reached a record high at the end of the past year at almost 300,000 vehicles. Now, we believe this is a clear proof of our attractive vehicle lineup. Ladies and gentlemen, the transformation of Volkswagen Commercial Vehicles has clearly picked up speed last year. We sold 7,500 battery electric vehicles, which increased our sales share in the segment by almost double. So it's reaching 2.3% of our total volume. With the ramp-up of the ID. Buzz, this number will clearly multiply over the next years. Now, if you have a look at our model lineup, our camper vans are performing very well. Now, especially the California 6.1. Now, with the California 6.1, we delivered 12% more than in the previous year. So that has been strong. And also the new Amarok is waiting in the wings already. And in some countries, it has already arrived at dealerships. Throughout the year, this vehicle is going to pick up even more speed. So those were our unit sales. Let's now look at our financials. Carsten Intra has already mentioned that we have been in a position to increase our sales revenue to almost 11.5 billion euros. That is an increase of over 15%. And we were able to achieve that while our vehicle sales were up around 4%. Now, this has been exceptional growth. That was mainly driven by our solid product mix of increasingly premium and high-margin models. The operating profit in 2022 was 529 million euros, also grown significantly, which has been significantly more than in the year before. And if you combine the 2 years, so 2021 and 2022, the overall turnaround is about 1 billion euros. We're also showing good progress in terms of our operating return on sales. There's a margin of 4.6%, which is an important step towards our strategic profit targets and indeed a solid foundation for ongoing profitable growth. Alongside those positive effects from product mix and pricing that I've already mentioned, we have also been doing a good job on maintaining cost discipline, as well as our strong used car and after-sales businesses. Those were the main drivers for our increase in profits. And despite the model launches of the ID. Buzz and the new Amarok in 2022, our total expenditure, which is the total of R&D and CapEx investments, only increased by a moderate 4.5%. We spent 751 million euros in R&D, which corresponds to 6.6% of revenue, and capital expenditure shrank by almost 90 million euros to now 690 million euros, which comes in at 6% of revenue. Now, if you compare that with our figures from 2021, those were at 602 million euros for R&D, which was 6.1% of revenue, and 776 million euros for CapEx, which accounts for 7.8% of revenue. Ladies and gentlemen, there's one indicator that we're not happy with this year, and that is cash flow. Net cash flow was a negative at minus 259 million euros.
lagen die eben erwähnten
Now, thanks to strict cost reduction, CapEx and R&D, as I've mentioned before, have been lower than before, but they could not clearly compensate the negative effects from higher inventories.
wesentlicher Effekt hierbei ist die angespannte Situation auf dem
Now,
Transportmarkt.
those problems were related predominantly to transport bottlenecks, supply constraints, and a general lack of haulage capacities in the market. So, as I said, this is certainly not satisfactory. Our goal clearly is to generate significantly more positive cash flows, and it's therefore true that we're fully focused on this throughout this year.
Zu den wichtigsten Kennzahlen.
So those were the most important financial indicators, and let me briefly summarize them once again.
Produkte treffen auf eine
Our attractive products meet with continued strong customer demand. Both our operating profit and return on sales develop positively, and they are in line with our strategic revenue goals.
und dem neuen Amarok
The ID. Buzz and the new Amarok are strengthening our current model lineup. Both vehicles will continue to boost our growth potential.
Ich möchte das an dieser Stelle noch kurz betonen.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me underline at this point that this strong year has been the result of a collective team effort, and I would like to thank everyone for their contribution. We transport success, freedom, and the future, and we will continue this positive development in 2023.
Haben wir uns auch sehr konkrete
Now, for this, we have set very specific targets: a return on sales of more than 5% and a net cash flow of over 500 million euros.
was wir für das laufende Geschäftsjahr noch vorgenommen haben.
And now, Carsten Intra is going to explain to you what else we're planning to do this year. Thank you so much for your attention. Back to you, Carsten.
Vielen Dank, Michael.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Diese Zahlen sprechen für sich.
Well, I think these figures speak for themselves, and they truly give us a strong tailwind for what we are planning going forward. And I'm going to look at these projects together with you now.
Mehr als Fahrzeuge.
We offer our customers more than just vehicles. Already today, we're working on solutions for future mobility needs. And we're doing this in a changing society and for a changing society. Why? Because our vehicles transport entire society with all its individual demands and requirements for transport, ranging from ambulances and mobile workshop vans to campers for families, for individualists, vehicles for people with disabilities, to autonomous driving solutions in the future. We at Commercial Vehicles include everyone. And for us, this is also a hallmark of sustainable action. At the same time, we want to provide future generations with a future worth living for. And that is really how we see, how we understand ourselves. And more than that, ESG, the three major dimensions of sustainability, environmental, social, and governance, they are part and parcel of our DNA. Ladies and gentlemen, we transport success, freedom, and the future. And that is our vision, our ambition, and it is our goal, because these are the three pillars of our success. And it's also a promise that we make to our customers: success, freedom, and a future.
Anbieter für Nutzfahrzeuge.
We are Europe's top manufacturer of commercial vehicles. We are Europe's number one for family and leisure.
Im riesigen Markt für autonome Mobilitäts-
And in the giant market for autonomous mobility solutions, we're already now in the pole position. Our Grip 2030 strategy has been established, and it shows us the way forward. And earlier, I talked about the important milestones that we have already reached. And now I want to take a moment to talk about the coming steps that are setting the course for us in this financial year already. And it's also for that reason that we've developed a 10-point plan for 2023. The measures in that plan contribute to our own strategy and that of the Volume Brand Group, and of course that of the entire Volkswagen Group. So today I would like to present those 10 points to you. They're very important to us because they are identifying our strategy going forward, step by step. Item number one, clear financial targets. Now, you've just seen the figures here in black and white. As far as profits are concerned, we are on the right track. By 2027, we want to achieve an EBIT of over 1 billion euros. Now, on the way there, for 2023, we're aiming for a renewed increase in our earnings and also with an increase in return on sales. But also, we are headed for a clearly positive cash flow. Michael Obrowski has just explained that. Item number 2, customer focus and premium status. The second point here is particularly close to my heart because we have many customers that are truly and rightly so fans of our vehicles. We consistently put our clients at the center of everything we do. So we put ourselves in their shoes. From the first purchase intent, contacts, the next purchase, we want to understand them, consider their needs even better going forward. So we need to have that holistic view of all the customer touch points that we have in an interaction with them. But when we do that, we strive for the highest quality and the highest customer satisfaction for commercial customers, for private users, and also for the future customers of our autonomous MaaS and TaaS solutions. Item number 3, the BEV transformation, the electrification, and you know our ambitions and our goals here. The transformation of our vehicle fleet continues to pick up speed. We're introducing the fully electric ID. Bus with a long wheelbase this year, and with a long wheelbase model, the camper van will return to the North American market. We're also working on a successor to the T6.1 Transporter, which then will also be available in an electrified version. And we're preparing for the Caddy with a hybrid drive and also an electric Crafter successor. And all of that goes in parallel with the ongoing development of our national and international sales. Item number 4, the implementation of our autonomous driving strategy. Let me explain a few things here for you. Our exit from the Argo AI project probably felt like a step backwards to some, and some in the media actually suspected that we are about to bury our plans. No, the opposite is true. We are in fact accelerating our program. We're currently developing special vehicles for ride-hailing and ride-pooling services based on the ID. Bus. And that's going to be similar to what Moya already offers today in Hamburg. But in the future, it will be driving autonomously. The collaboration with our CARIAD software division is also very important within the Volkswagen Group, and we're also currently negotiating comprehensive package for Level 4 solutions with a new partner. We will introduce the new self-driving system in the first half of the year. So therefore, things have not changed in terms of Volkswagen Commercial Vehicles being the group's leading brand for autonomous driving. And we're also responsible for the development of MaaS and TaaS, mobility as a service and transport as a service. And we're very grateful for this trust that has been placed in us. In the first half of this year, we will continue our extensive test drives in Munich. And we also want to try out mobility services in Hamburg this year with test customers who will book a ride on our vehicles. And that is expected to happen in the fourth quarter of this year. The production version of our ID. Bus AD vehicles will be presented in 2025. And this production version will then first be used in Hamburg at Moya, and then further cities in Germany and in the USA will also be added. Item number 5, production planning and factory utilization. As we said before, demand for our products remains very high. We're upbeat about that, and this is clearly reflected in very long delivery times for our customers. So therefore, we want to reduce the order backlog. It's an absolute priority for our customers this year, and of course, for all of us. We will continue to ramp up our production and then also stabilize production at a high level in our plants. Now, for Hanover, what that means is we are going to have a run rate of over 900 vehicles per day in the second half of the year. So that would mean our factories would be running at full capacity. Item number 6, the Ford-Volkswagen Alliance. Now, in terms of our alliance with Ford after the Argo AI exit caused a few rumors from being spread, well, I would like to say this very explicitly. Both sides are very satisfied with the alliance, and the results are quite impressive. We have successfully brought the new Caddy across the finish line. Now, on this basis, the production of the Ford Tourneo Connect has started successfully at our plant in Poznan for our partner Ford. And the new Amarok is already at the dealerships in some countries. Our customers are fascinated with this vehicle. It's a real Amarok. And in a few weeks, it will also celebrate its launch here in Germany. And next year, we will introduce a joint one-ton transporter. So all in all, I can say it's been very upbeat, very positive. Item number 7, internationalization. It's true we love our home market, of course, but as much as we love our home market, we're also looking at our international business. We will celebrate the ID. Buzz with a long wheelbase in 2023, when it then returned to the North American market. I said that before. And then we're also going to launch the Amarok in 2023 in South Africa and Australia. And we also have plans to enter the Japanese market with the ID. Buzz. This plan has been confirmed. Preparations are now underway. And we have also made a decision on possible market entry in up to 15 additional countries. So you see, the demand for our products is high globally, and we're taking advantage of this big potential. Item number 8, the California universe. We want to expand the range around the business with our camper models. And we offer what people really like in our products, what we call the California feeling. It includes digital services for the California community, new services to complement the purchase of a vehicle, but also the show car presentation of a new California model based on the Multivan. And this is what we're planning for later this year. Item number 9 is people and transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, we have always said that transformation for us does not mean we're just building other cars. We're also changing as an organization because the world around us is changing as well. And we want to be a driver of this change. In time for the ramp-up of the ID. Buzz production, around 4,000 of our colleagues have been trained in areas such as high-voltage technology. So yes, we are changing, and in the process, the way we work together is also fundamentally changing. Important words include desk sharing here, or collaboration, agile methods, hybrid working. But we are about culture. We're about a culture that's characterized by diversity and tolerance, as well as achievement and respect. We want our staff to enjoy working successfully with us for the good of society as a Volkswagen Commercial Vehicles family. That's a spirit that we want to preserve. That's a culture that we want to develop. And that takes me to item number 10. But it's anything but the final point, really. It's sustainability, because that's the basis of everything we do. ESG, as I said before, the 3 major dimensions of sustainability are part and parcel of our DNA. And everything we do is guided by this. I earlier mentioned our target for 2030. By that time, we want to have a BEV share of more than 55% across our fleet. But our understanding of sustainability does not stop there. It's more than electrification, and does not end with reducing our carbon footprint. We want to make sure that future generations can also enjoy a healthy place for life and work. That's our vision. That's our responsibility. And this year then we also are going to cast this into a meaningful ESG strategy and establish it across the company. Ladies and gentlemen, now that was a lot of information. But I think it has become clear here that we have a strong, robust strategy, GRIP 2030, and we have already come a long way. We are transforming ourselves from a pure car maker to a mobility service provider, and we have a crystal clear strategy that shows us the way that we're implementing step by step, and our current 10-point plan has set out ambitious milestones that we're aiming for within this year.
Zielmarken werden wir auch erreichen.
And these are milestones that we are going to achieve, just as you rightly expect from us.
Wir wandeln uns, aber wir bleiben
Yes, we are changing, but we remain the reliable commercial vehicle sponge. And yes, we do some things differently, but our products remain what they have always been, vehicles that move society.
sehr für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your attention, and maybe we see each other here in Hanover from the 23rd to the 25th of June, because that will be the time that we're going to celebrate the big Volkswagen Bus Festival together with thousands of fans from near and far. It's going to be a special celebration for participants that bring in their own vehicles, but also for visitors to the event. We're all looking forward to it. Please feel free to stop by. Thank you very much.
Ja, Carsten, Michael,
Carsten, Michael, thank you so much for the recap of the figures, for analyzing and looking ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, also thank you very much for tuning in this morning. We're grateful for your interest in our brand. And Carsten, as you have just said, well, let us hope we meet again this summer at the VW Bus Festival in Hanover. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.